What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another beer review, and as you can probably tell, I'm smiling, and that's because I'm excited. I'm super pumped up, and that's because today marks the beginning of another theme week here on the channel, and this week the theme is going to be the Other Half Brewing Company out of Brooklyn, New York. So I'm ready to go. So a couple weeks ago, I was able to acquire 12 beers from the Other Half Brewing Company. And yeah, I was quite excited. 8 of those 12 beers will be reviewed this week. And you're probably saying to yourself, there's 7 days in a week, right? Yeah, I know. But one of those days, there's going to be a dual review, a side-by-side that I do. Should be pretty cool. The other 4 beers are going to be sprinkled throughout the month of July. And if you're curious about all the beers that I acquired, I will post a link in the description box to the beer haul video, and you can check it out if you want. If not, you can just be surprised at what I reviewed this week. But anyway, yeah, I'm pumped up. And there was a lot of positive feedback on my original first ever theme week, which was the Genesee Brewing Company out of Rochester, New York. A lot of people know Genesee for their Genesee Lager, the Light, the Ice, the Cream Ale. They didn't really know they have a pilot batch brew house. They didn't know they had seasonals, and it was a lot of fun not only doing all those reviews and having a theme week, but all of the feedback and comments I got from you guys. So I decided, let's do another theme week. Hopefully, it goes just as well as the Jenny week did. And this time, we're actually doing a craft brewery, so I guess that should be a good time. So anyway, without further ado, let's get to day one of Other Half Week. The beer I will be reviewing for the first day is their Double Dry Hopped Space Daydream. So yeah, this is a Imperial Oat Cream India Pale Ale. Comes in at 8.5% alcohol by volume. Could not find the IBUs, and there is no date on the can, which is a rarity for Other Half. But this was released in mid-May with 3 other beers that I'll be reviewing, and all those beers had a canning on date of either May 17th or May 18th. So let's just say this is at the very oldest would be 5/17/18. Which makes it just under a month old, so still pretty damn fresh. And full disclosure, I've had this beer before. Not this beer, though. I had the non-double dry hop version, the non-DDH version. That acronym, the phrase double dry hop, huge as far as buzzwords are concerned nowadays with craft beer. A lot of people seem to either love or hate the acronym DDH. Some people love to hate it. For me, I'm impartial. It's just one of those things where I get it. It's just kind of like the acronym IPA from 5+ years ago, where that sold beers because people are like, oh my god, it's an IPA, I gotta get it. So when people see DDH, they're like, oh my god, it was double dry hopped. It was dry hopped twice. All it means is that it was there was a second round of dry hopping, which so many beers do nowadays. They just don't put the DDH or the DDH acronym or the double dry hopped phrase on there. Other Half seems to do it, which I guess is cool if you're looking for information. Regardless, whatever. For me, it doesn't matter, but this is the double dry hop version. I had the non-double dry hop version on tap about 7 months ago, and it was phenomenal. Also, I want to mention, when they say Daydream, basically that means they are brewing this with a shit ton of oats and lactose. You'll see the word Daydream throughout the course of the week, maybe a couple more times, and I think I have one review that's going up in July that has Daydream in the title. That's all it means, a bunch of oats, a bunch of lactose. And yeah, so that's when they say Imperial Oat Cream India Pale Ale, it's because they're using oats and lactose. This is also hopped exclusively 100% with all Galaxy hops. So one of my favorite Australian hops. So yeah, I can't wait to get into it. Let's give it a pour. I'm going to be using proper glassware because, it's Other Half Week, baby. Got to use the Other Half Teku, baby. I guess I can't do it for every single beer. I did roll this. Let me just roll it again because it's been sitting for a while. If this spills everywhere and everything, whatever, baby. Give it a little bit of a tap here. So yeah, let's give it a proper pour into the Teku here. Leave a little bit of room for my nose, and yeah. So one thing I've noticed with my camera a bit is when these beers come off a little bit more bright and vibrant in real life, they look kind of dull. This one looks a little bit more bright on camera, but still a bit dull. But yeah, so other half beers have a tendency to look like, let's go through the descriptors for an appearance. Chicken stock, turkey stock, butternut squash soup. Looks like any kind of juice, orange juice, pineapple juice, mango juice. It has that murky turbidity to it that you kind of expect from another half beer, and a well-made New England style pale ale. Has about a finger of an off-white head, and it just looks creamy and inviting, and that's what other half brings to the table. So, yeah, let's get an aroma here. Get my nose in here. Oh. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. So now I remember why I believe I rated the non-double dry hop version that I had on draft 4.5 out of 5 on Untappd, and this nose is kind of bringing back the memories of that. Yeah, so right up front, you're getting this over-ripened candied pineapple. It's almost like, right now in the house I have dried pineapple. So kind of like dried pineapple where, they suck all the moisture out, all the water and stuff, and you're just left with like the sweetness of the fruit. That's what I'm getting in the nose. But it has almost like a stinkiness where the over-ripened part of the pineapple starts being a little bit of funkiness to it. There's a blanket of like dank herbaceousness, like a basil character going on. There's an underlying sharpness of like a white grapefruit, a little bit more of a bitter grapefruit. And believe it or not, I'm getting this lime quality. Almost like a key lime. Slightly acidic smelling. 8.5%. Really no malt to speak of. Maybe it's accentuating the sweetness of everything. Oh, man. This fucking smells divine. I'd imagine it's going to be delicious. But as far as just the nose goes, yeah, it smells beautiful. Been on my fridge for like 20-25 minutes, so there's condensation on the glass that you guys might see, but it's like 85 degrees outside, so of course there's going to be a little condensation on the glass, baby. Anyway, I want to get into it. It smells beautiful. Not much more to talk about. Let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. Just going to tell you right now, because there's going to be 6 more videos. The one thing that other half does almost as well as any other upper echelon, just fucking world-class New England style IPA producer, their mouthfeel. With those oats and that lactose. If you want to see how it's done right, this is it. Soft, creamy, luscious. It has this luscious, pillowy, just... oh my God. Yeah, it's so creamy. This has like a upper side of medium body. There is some heft behind this at 8.5, but it's still super refreshing. But yeah, that mouthfeel is just fucking bonkers. So the taste carries right over into, or the aroma carries right into the taste. Tons of candied pineapple, tons of over-ripened pineapple. I wasn't getting passion fruit on the nose, but there's a bit here in the taste. That blanket of dank herbaceous, like a basil or kind of an herbal sensation I got in the nose. It's here, but it's a bit more muted. It's still everywhere. Like it's throughout the entire palate, but it's like maybe like the 4th or 5th character. So it's kind of an underlying note as opposed to one of the more predominant ones. A little bit of the white grapefruit and definitely some like, I can't say key lime. The nose was like screaming key lime, but I would just say like a generic lime character. This is really heavy on the citrus, the white grapefruit, the lime, like I said, passion fruit, and just big pineapple. So tropical fruit and citrus is kind of the winner here. But it's so fucking tasty. So to recap, body is higher side of medium body. I wouldn't say medium full. I would say like, or maybe even lower side of full body. It has, for 8.5%, there is a bit there. Mouthfeel is just fucking epic. Don't really need to recap that because I think I just fucking sat there for 45 seconds just going over the mouthfeel. Fantastic. Candied pineapple, over-ripened pineapple, bit of passion fruit, key lime, white grapefruit, blanket of like this dank herbaceous basil tone, and infinitely drinkable considering the 8.5, and another fucking winner from Other Half. I will say I don't think this is, despite the DDH acronym and the fact that it is double dry hopped, I don't think this is substantially better than the version that I had 7 months ago on tap that wasn't the DDH version, but at the same time, it's a fucking tasty beer. I want a bit more complexity, or a little bit more. I think the aroma was setting me up for a bit of disappointment, because when I got into the taste, everything was like dialed back like 20-25%. But the flavors here are excellent. It's just I want a bit more of them, in all honesty. And it is a bit warming actually going down. Usually with Other Half, they really just do a great job of kind of hiding the alcohol. And they have, but there is a bit of warming going down into the chest, into the stomach, more so than I've noticed before. But those are really the only knocks on it. Rating-wise, I'm going to give the Space Daydream from Other Half Brewing Company out of Brooklyn, New York, the double dry hop version that is, I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 5. I'm going to give it the same mark I gave it on draft. Like I said, I don't think it's on the same level as that beer. A bit different than I remember. I don't remember as much pineapple, but I think that was maybe a bit more intense. Again, this is just under a month old. That was probably, a bit fresher, but even so, 4.5 out of 5 is a great mark, and this beer is fantastic. So what a way to start off Other Half week. I have a lot of other cool beers coming in the next few days, so keep your eye out for them. Appreciate you guys stopping by for another beer review, and if you want to like, comment, subscribe, I'm on board. If you guys want to ring that bell for updates, do so, or don't, whatever, it doesn't matter. And hopefully I see you guys back here tomorrow for another Other Half review. Until then, cheers.